There are two things about the Oculus Quest 2 that almost every Quest 2 user seems to agree on. The first being, when you consider its capabilities and price point, the Quest 2 is the best VR headset on the market today. And the second being that the stock head strap sucks. While I don't hate the stock head strap like it seems a lot of other people do, I do feel the way you adjust it by tugging on these things is kind of a pain. And then there's the issue of it cutting into where my ears connect to my head. Getting it where it doesn't cut into my ears and also sits low enough around the back of my head to keep the headset on requires a fair bit of careful adjustment to get it just right. Since I share my Quest 2 with my family, and none of us have the same head size and shape, we're constantly adjusting the head strap. So in an effort to make adjusting the head strap easier for everyone, and to hopefully eliminate the discomfort caused by these straps cutting into my ears, I decided to try out two of the top-rated aftermarket head straps currently available for the Quest 2. That being the Quest 2 Elite strap from Oculus, and the BoboVR M2 Halo strap. The first one I tried was the BoboVR M2, and it currently sells for $39 on Amazon. Link in the video description. To remove the stock head strap, you first remove the facial interface. Then remove the strap that goes over the top of your head, and finally unclip the headband from the headset by grabbing this end with your thumb and pointer finger like so, and giving them a little twist. The BoboVR M2 comes fully assembled, other than the Velcro strap that goes over the top of your head, and has a lot of adjustment that can be made to it to get it to fit most comfortably on your head. These clips slide over the Quest 2's speaker arms, I guess I'll call them. And I found for me, I wanted to slide them on until the back of the speaker arm aligned with the back of the clips like this. I then threaded through the strap that goes over the top of your head and finally reinstalled the facial interface. I then fiddled around with the headband for a good 30 minutes or more, trying to adjust it to fit comfortably on my head and provide an optimal viewing experience. At one point, I thought I had it figured out, but after wearing the headset for just a few minutes, these little arm things were pressing on some pressure points on the top of my head, which didn't feel comfortable at all. I messed around with it some more without any luck and was contemplating returning it to Amazon. But before doing that, I decided to see if BoboVR had a recommended way to wear their head strap, and found that they did. I had this front band rocked back a bit, like this, and they recommended it sitting right down on top of the facial interface, like this. I tried their recommended positioning, and that made all the difference for me when it came to these little arms pressing on the top of my head. Adjusting the size of the head strap is a piece of cake thanks to this wheel mechanism at the back. You simply turn it clockwise to tighten it and counterclockwise to loosen it. Similar to the stock head strap, finding the most comfortable setting does require some trial and error. You have to adjust the strap that goes over the top of your head, as well as dial in the right amount of tension on the headband, which is admittedly much easier said than done. The things I like the most about the BoboVR M2 is that it more sits on your head like a hat, rather than pressing the headset onto your face. And because of its halo design, it doesn't come anywhere near my ears. The downside is, with as much adjustment as it's capable of, it took me quite a bit of time to dial it in where it felt the most secure and comfortable to me. The Quest 2 Elite strap, which retails for $49, also linked in the video description, is a far simpler design compared to the BoboVR M2. It simply clips onto the speaker arms of the Quest 2 like so. You thread the strap that goes over the top of your head through, reinstall the facial interface, and you're good to go. The Elite strap adjusts using a wheel on the back, just like the BoboVR M2, by turning one way to tighten it and the opposite way to loosen it. The downside to the Elite strap's design is, like the stock strap, this design presses the headset onto your face, making it easy to tighten it up too much and leave you with a nice VR ring on your face for a while after you finish a play session. You can minimize and even eliminate this by adjusting the strap on top of your head to do most of the heavy lifting, but you still need to get enough tension on the strap to keep the Quest 2 from moving around, and finding that balance can be a little tricky. Thanks to the adjustment wheel though, this is much easier to do than it is with the stock strap. The thing I like the most about the Elite strap is the flexible brace here at the back. This thing feels really nice. It gently cups the back of my head, helping keep the headset secure, and also allows for the head strap to sit high enough that there's no issue at all with my ears, like I experience with the stock strap. Now, I've spent several hours playing games with both the Quest 2 Elite strap and the BoboVR M2, and when it comes to comfort, I personally prefer the Quest 2 Elite strap, but both feel good once you get them properly adjusted to your head. As for build quality, I feel the BoboVR M2 has the edge here. Both are made pretty much entirely out of plastic, but the BoboVR M2 just feels much more solidly built. Kind of funny, seeing as it's more than $10 cheaper than the Elite strap. Also, the #1 complaint online about the Quest 2 Elite strap is the arms of the headband eventually break. Some complain about it breaking after several months of use, while others after only a few uses. Oculus supposedly looked into this issue and has addressed it, but as of the making of this video, I was easily able to find instances of Elite straps continuing to break even now. If Oculus has indeed fixed this problem on its current Elite straps, then I have no problem recommending it, as it's a very comfortable and easy to use head strap. I should also mention that they increased their warranty period to 2 years, so I guess that's good. That being said, with its history of breakage, I'm hesitant to give it my full recommendation, which is a real shame because the brace for the back of your head on the Elite strap feels much more comfortable to me than the padding on the back of the BoboVR M2. So I guess this means I'm recommending the BoboVR M2 over the Quest 2 Elite strap. But you should know I also found complaints about it cracking and breaking in a similar fashion. The cases for the BoboVR M2 are much more isolated, however, than they are with the Quest 2 Elite strap, so it does seem to be much less of a problem for the M2. I share this with you guys not to cast shade on the BoboVR M2, but because I want to make sure I share everything I know so you can make the most informed decision. In the end, both the Elite strap and the BoboVR M2 offer a marked improvement over the stock head strap, and I feel you can't go wrong with either one. That is, of course, assuming Oculus has actually fixed the breakage issue. I really want to thank those of you that have watched the video all the way to this point. You guys are the ones that help keep the watch time up, which lets YouTube know my videos are worth suggesting to other people, which in turn helps keep the channel growing. So thank you so much. Interested in more videos about the Quest 2? You can check out my Quest 2 playlist right over here, or whatever other one of my videos YouTube decided to suggest to you down there. See you later.